Is it possible they're thinking of like a mid laner that's quite tanky, and that way of dealing with a Quap, a la Tiny or DK, and that's why you ban the Phoenix or the Sunray?
I think you have 24th pick though, so if they pick Phoenix, you probably they're really gonna pick a Phoenix as well.
Yeah,
Well,
that Phoenix confuses me. I mean, the Willow ban, absolutely. That one, 100%.
Yep,
There's a Mars on the enemy side. Like, there's a Weaver. You have... It makes total sense. But, yeah, I guess they just really are worried about the combo plays with the Mars, which are Mira's popular ones, because it's Snap, Phoenix, Dark Willow ban, so...
They are very behind in teamfight HellRaisers as well. So maybe like Spirit double down on Mira's teamfight, then it feels like one, you can group up with Luna Ogre, you're Radiant, so you take Roshan, all of a sudden PL falls behind. You've got a Phoenix that can heal you up if he wants to go Holy Locket, amplify the teamfight with Supernova.
Yeah,
so I can see
probably that.
I guess the way they're thinking of.
Okay. Yeah.
It's probably just like area control, right? If there's a Phoenix there, they can't contest Roshan. Like Phoenix, Mars, they can't run in with these heroes versus it. So that's true.
True. So what's the 4 then here for Team Spirit?
For Mira, they looked good with. Actually,
is there a 4 that can deal with PL? Like I'm trying to think of any AoE damage that they can chuck out, and nothing's really standing out for what he's played.
No, I'm kidding. There's a Mars.
Let's go.
Otherwise I'd say ET, but dead hero now and competitive again until TI comes back around.
Is Grim there? I guess you could really just go back into Grim, like it's...
Okay, Jakiro. All right.
Okay, this didn't work out that... It didn't work out for them that well last time, the Jakiro pit. He actually was very quiet in that game that he did play. But he was paired with a Night Stalker, so it's a little bit less aggressive. Now he's with a Mars, so he can actually bully a bit. Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
It's a lot of team fight.
Yep. A lot of damage as well, in general.
And they will pick one of... Yeah, I think they had to pick something like this for the play. But doesn't look super easy. There's a lot of control for this Ember.
Yep. You don't even have like easy supports to snipe either or poke and prod. Like there's not much of advantage to the Ember here.
No. And at least he is the one that can make like constant plays with the other 3. But I'm a bit worried about them like just hitting buildings. I know, yeah, there's Beastmaster, but I see the spam and everything that Spirit has set up to defend these towers. I feel like them sieging looks really weird on HellRaisers until Watson's online.
Are you going the Team Spirit side here?
I'm leaning back to Spirit this time, yeah.
Okay. Aries?
A little bit. I'm not convinced with the Jakiro though. Like I feel like Watson's going to have an okay lane because you can get rid of Dual Breath with the Doppelganger, so maybe the spam as well with just Thunderstrike and some Spirit Lancers will be okay. I agree. I feel like it's going to be difficult though for HellRaisers. You have to be probably about... You have to have a big advantage off the laning stage and just look to steamroll this game, get kill after kill with Beastmaster, Hawk, Glimpse back. Rabel has to pop off. And now we've seen him pop off. Like,
he has.
He's demolished previous series and previous games. I think he has to do it again. Can he though? Well, time to find out. But yeah, I'll give the edge to Spirit.
It's time to stare at the mid lane for me, honestly. Dodging slights, like he has to dodge daggers with slights, dodge everything with slights. He has to do some miraculous stuff, so it's gonna be fun.
The panel goes the way of Spirit. Of course, Ares will have to support his doppelganger Mars, as they are going to go into game number 1 of the series, Team Spirit versus HellRaisers. Will HellRaisers be able to overcome this kind of weak draft with incredible plays like they did in their first series against Spirit? We're going to have to see. And I'll leave you in the capable hands of Ares and Fucked.
Yeah, it's looking like a tricky one here, isn't it, Fogged? I mean, we were looking for this last pick for real. In the end, it comes out with the Ember Spirit, something that is incredibly comfortable. I mean, you take a look, of course, we do have a pause real quick before we get underway, but looking at some of the player levels, Watson, level 30 on the Phantom Lancer, Limitless, level 30 on the Beastmaster, and Real as well is over 25 on the Ember. So they've got the experience with these heroes, but how do they fare versus the matchup of Spirits?
Yeah, the one thing they definitely have going for them is very fast-paced draft. Like, no ultimates really needed. Well, I wouldn't say needed, but no ultimate long cooldowns. It's like 90 seconds or something, the Disruptor and the Beastmaster. While on the other side, do have a bit more longer cooldown on those. So speed that HellRaisers can play can be very fast. They can definitely set tempo, and they could get an advantage. And then if they do get an advantage, that's where PL is just going to take over. It's unlikely because it is that Queen of Pain versus Ember matchup. It is a strong duo versus the Beastmaster and the Weaver in the safe lane for Spirit. So we'll see what ends up happening after these lanes, because I think it's just so important. If they just if they're even if they're behind at all in laning phase, I'm really concerned for them to be able to just make plays around the map. I think they have to be ahead with Weaver Disruptor to make these plays.
Okay, so you're like looking at the Weaver Disruptor to be ahead in levels. I was going to question if it was kind of the Ember that needed to have a really good lane versus the Quap.
I think like that good lane is gonna come from the supports, checking the runes, helping him out versus like, because Queen of Pain's gonna take over this rune control a bit here. He's gonna be able to bully him, force regen and stuff. So I think it's gonna be up to like the Weaver to check a water rune or one or two to swing the tides of that matchup and just balance it out a little bit.
Yeah, we've also seen the lack of emphasis, so to say, that teams have been putting on the small camps so far. A lot of games, the small camps have been open, and for Ember, traditionally not having the greatest matchup versus the Queen of Pain, more than likely going to go for a max out Flame Guard to be able to just farm in the jungle. So I'm going to look to see TSpirit if they'll start to block the small camp to really make sure that matchup with Toronto Tokyo is going to be favored for him.
Yeah, both sides. I mean, we are obviously in a pause, but both sides are 5-man smoked. I think we might see that. We saw I think 1 or 2 yesterday that they went to go contest it, and one of the teams actually got lucky lucky a little bit, but also maybe poor planning from the other team. They put their obs and their sentry in the same area, so one sentry clipped both. So they dewarded the small camp and killed the obs, so the mid laner had extra XP. So I think they just have to be careful of doing stuff like that. But yeah, this small camp blocking, I mean, mid's gotten, it feels like by these like the absolute top mids is very figured out. So I definitely want to see some changes coming up for the new patch. Some water rune changes.
There's really a lot on the list, isn't there? There's the rune changes, the small camp still, and some of the broken heroes, as well as we do get ourselves underway. Game 1, Spirit up against HellRaisers. Time to determine who will be the second team to join Virtus Pro into the grand finals.
See if there's anything super out of the ordinary from a start here. Doesn't look like it. Looks like all normal. Yep, just some sticks on actually a lot of sticks this time around. Stick on Jakiro, stick on Luna. Makes sense. Amount of spam that's been coming out. I think stick has just become more valuable in lane because of how much regen everybody has, how much mana they have to spam. Stick is one of the better ones. We've been seeing it more and more. All 5 in mid on the side of Spirit.
Do you reckon stick's going to get a little price increase? Because I'm in agreement. I think this item's really strong at the moment.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's in a good place. It's expensive to start. 200 gold's no joke. So
that is true.
I don't know. I love it. I love stick. I think it's always been like it's been the best item in the game for me forever. Like, it's so cool because it indicates when people are casting spells. There's so many cool things about stick. And just, like the fact that people have so much gold and so much mana it feels like to spend, the item just gets better and better every patch.
Yeah, I think we've also seen the difference as well just over time. People have recognized your full mana, you want to be just using abilities.
Yeah.
We've seen just, I think even in just normal pub games and ranked games, people are just starting to use abilities a lot more, seeing the pro players do it and just recognizing like, what are you going to do with a full mana pool? Like, this is how you need to turn over the lane. Just spam, force some regen, and that's where the stick really comes into handy.
Yeah, I've seen like so much. It's like Ember hits mid lane, and the moment the creeps touch, he slides. Like, no hesitation, just slides for the harassment or something like that. Even if not securing range creep, it doesn't matter. There's a lot more spell spamming. And let's see how these lanes go. Let's see how top goes. I'm going to be watching this one a bit, and mid. I think those are the two that I'm watching the most at the moment. I feel like Disruptor could actually get very bullied up here. I don't know how much space he's going to be able to make for Watson. This feels like a tough lane could be for him. And then mid, I feel like is going to be a little hard for real because it's the Queen of Pain matchup where he has to do some outplay. So,
are you maybe surprised he didn't try and put a point in Slide of Fist first to attempt that outplay?
As a horrendous Ember Spirit player, I will not comment on any of the mid stuff that these guys do for the most part. Definitely at 2, obviously, but once you have, I know the tricks and stuff like that. I'm just not good at executing it by any means. This hero is super hard to master. But yeah, once you have like a big creep wave, that's what you want. You use your big creep waves with Slight with the dagger. But most of the good queens, they're not going to dagger you when there's a big creep wave. They'll wait. I love these like fun little matchups, but I'm bad at them. So once upon a time. That's where we get to see, the pro players show us how it's really done. Yep. Look at these denies already. I'm just staring at Tokyo getting quite a few. Nice slight last hit on the range creep by Real.
So I'm looking at top as well and seeing how they can play this lane. Melody hasn't got any more mangoes. Has he got any coming out? He's got a mango and a set of tangos. And
Wow,
I mean,
he burned all 3 already.
yeah, I mean, they've just been letting it rip up top. I mean, Mira along with Collapse as well. This is going to be quite a lane where we'll see just spells casted left, right, and center. But I feel like getting the kill on Watson might be tricky as long as Dire like have the positioning and the creep wave, because you can always just doppel to reset, and they
Yeah.
don't have... Like, you're seeing is kind of starting to cut some trees down in one location to, dwindle that opportunity for Collapse.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm scared for Malady, what he's going to be able to do as like, Disruptor can die super easy in this top lane, and I actually liked that he did this with like the triple mango spam, because I was worried for how he was going to help out Watson in laning phase. I think that's like exactly it. You just spend 400 mana immediately just to give him a good start, and he does have a good start. 11 last hits. They have limited regen up there, and it's going to keep getting burnt down quickly from the Jakiro Mars spam, but a good approach at the start here. We are seeing these denies. I'm just still looking at mid. It's gonna be the big thing, because I think Real's game is very important for HellRaisers this game, of how much he can make around the map, and if he's this shut down, it's gonna be tough.
Oh, he just missed the stack. I mean,
That's
we
a
were
hard
speaking
one.
about it, though. It
That's a
is.
tough
Yeah, that
one to
camp
get the
is-
3rd stack.
XD.
Yeah, they didn't block it though. So, Real at least 2 points Flame Guard. He's got the bounty if he wants to fall back to. But this is going to be a free lane for a Toronto Tokyo, which gives him a lot of potential now to make rotations to the side lanes, whether that be top or bottom. And I mean, Yador is looking pretty good to start. 16 last hits compared to the 10 on Limitless.
Yeah, they have so many stick charges down there too. 4 is being spammed. Weaver Shikuchi's in. Uh-oh. Gilger.
Maybe
I don't think he knew that
battling back
sentry.
around, but yeah, look how much damage they're able to do. 2 points in the Lunar Blessing. Maposhka level 3 as well, so maybe it wasn't anticipating the sentry just to clip him.
Just on the
Top
left
lane.
there too.
Mira's
Mira.
also in trouble as well. He's actually going to doppel in from Watson. He's going to be cautious if he doesn't get the kill fast. Collapse is lacking some mana though to turn this back around, so Melody will get their first kill of the game thanks to the Thunderstrike.
And see, this is where, you look at Collapse's item build. This is the traditional item build for your offlaners always, but imagine he had a stick. With all this spam that was going out from the Disruptor, he'd have mana to make a move again there. So this is why, we were mentioning how valuable the stick is up top. They've spammed him with, I don't even know, like 3-4 lances,
many.
7 nukes. He would have had stick charges to potentially get a turnaround kill.
And
But
we see
this is the
Collapse
item
is going into the armlet. So this makes me feel like he's just going to look to scale and deal with the Phantom Lancer, which we did see Real when they played the position to Mars. It didn't go the... Did he go armlet mid? I can't remember now, but we saw like the Deso,
Bottom.
the Aghanim's as bottom, Gilga. Should go down one more time. Yador is having such a good start to this lane. He's still got to deal with the swarm on him. Just continuing with the slow, however, Maposhka's going to enable his carry to retreat safely.
Yeah, you're absolutely right though. He is going for like the scaling build, and it's makes sense. They're already getting this. They're already getting that lead that I was talking about. That I don't like. How it's gonna be tough for HellRaisers to make up for that fact. Like just a 1K, 2K lead in the laning phase with these type of heroes that they can group up and pick the fights. HellRaisers will have to play some split up, which their lineup does do. That's the one thing we should definitely talk about. Is that your Embers, your Beast, your Weavers. These are elusive. Maybe not the Beast so much, but they push lanes, they pressure at least, and they can look to avoid team fights and do their own thing in the meantime. But they have to fight at some point.
That's the issue with Dota. You can't really split up the map too much unless you got Alliance back in the day. Nature's Prophet as well helping you out. But a thing you were speaking about was Spirit. If they were ahead after the laning stage, then this game one was going to look really difficult for HellRaisers, and we're already seeing all these side lanes look super solid for Team Spirit.
Yeah, level 4 support. Yotaro level 5. Tokyo 6. Real is already a full level behind. Double checking the power rune though, and Tokyo still gets it.
He might even get a kill as well. He's happy with dropping the Sonic Wave, considering the Arcane Rune was ready and waiting for the Queen of Pain. So the ultimate, not on cooldown for too long. And he'll
that's
get his first kill of the game.
That's phenomenal RNG. He gets the spawn right on top. And they did do exactly what we mentioned though, about double check. Oh, it happened. He denied the bounty and picked it up.
Wait, what?
Look, Gilger denied it, but he picked it up. We saw it happen at TI twice as well. Same
Is
frame.
that a- But he didn't bottle it. So hang on, what happens there?
He did bottle it though.
Did he activate it?
Yeah, he activated
Oh, he
immediately.
did. Okay. I was gonna say I was looking and didn't see him activate it. Like I thought I would have seen it in the bottle for a little bit. I didn't even know that was a bug.
Yeah, I've been seeing it happen a lot more lately, which is crazy because it has to be the exact same frame tick, but we had it happen like 4 times one day when we were playing pubs. It's crazy. But either way, double checking the rune, which was what we wanted HR to do to help out Real. They still don't get it. So Tokyo first usage of ult, back up in 20 seconds. 2k lead already, 7 minutes.
Scary. And we were speaking a lot about HellRaisers with how they can kind of group up with the tempo, with the Beastmaster and take objectives. And Radiant can definitely do the same thing. You've got a Luna who excels in balling up early with the Luna Blessing. So it's really tricky top lane. First arena of the game, Collapse along with Mira. It's going to look to bring down Melody with ease as Watson will look on as position 5 dies.
And they're still going to chase him. They've got a rotation from Co-op with ulti.
Already back up. Yep, the power of the Arcane Rune. What a dodge at least. Toronto, Tokyo. They brought Watson down low enough. A couple of right clicks with the Sonic Wave. Not do the trick just yet, so Watson will attempt the TP out. That is a big escape. Now you've got the Sonic Wave on cooldown, and Toronto, Tokyo, he doesn't have a lot of mana as well to now play the lane. Bottom, Real, his first rotation too. Gonna try and move to Yadoro. Limitless isn't able to connect, lacking mana for the ult here, but Real is going to be able to give him some mana thanks to the bottle sip. They'd really like to not use it on the Postra, and it feels like the good old chase down with the right click should do the job.
And they will get him. I was just questioning. I don't know. Did Tokyo have... Didn't he have a stick and scream to
He's
kill
not gonna
the yell top? Oh. Almost gets brought down. Either way, didn't seem like he wanted to. It looked like he wanted to focus on getting Rune, but won't get it because of Gilgir getting DD. He has to go back, and he has no TP to come out on the Queen. But they will get top tower in trade for bottom. And still keeping that 2k lead, which might go to 3k right there. Yep.
Top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom
Do you think that's at least a really solid sequence of events for Dire? Like you don't convert on the Sonic Wave, and knowing that's on cooldown gives Real an opportunity to rotate bottom. You get the Ogre kill, you get a tier 1 tower. That's Helm Dom now completed for Limitless. And now, like, next Sonic Wave being on cooldown in Arena, we could see them, if they don't convert on enough kills, like maybe Ember thinks about wrapping on mid.
I just feel like it's like I was mentioning from before. It's difficult for HR to make these small plays without heavily committing. They have to just, it's like I have to commit a roar, have to full commit a hero, have to commit Static Storm, which is, I mean, it's only level 4 on Malady because of how rough top was. So I think it's just tough for them to really do much of anything. I think right now they have to group up a little bit, make sure they don't lose another tower, because I think if they lose this mid tower, it's devastating for HellRaisers at this point. And yeah, they have to just keep 3 heroes in the area, because PL needs to recover and Disruptor needs to get levels.
See, they're both trying to do that at the moment. Top lane, we got Melody just getting experience underneath the tower, and we'll have the tome available for him shortly. And bottom, we got Watson as well, working towards the defusal. I mean, if he can get this defusal before the TSpirit start to push mid, we could see him show up. Not that he can do too much. You may be chucking a couple lances around, sending illusions at someone, but at least he might have some minor appearance.
Yeah, he just has. They have to make sure they don't lose. Like, the thing is too is like this Roche potential. They don't have the absolute best. They do have Bloodlust. They don't have any like this minus armor, so it's a little harder for Spirit. But they have the aura from the Luna, which is now maxed. So that's gonna make that Roche potential a lot faster. So it's just like 1 or 2 lost fights, and HR is actually the team that wants to ideally try to get Roshans because of the way that their lineup works. But it's tough. They're gonna be on the back foot most of this game.
Smoke up from Spirit. End up running into Melody. Can they connect though? Looks like they're eyeing up Limitless instead. Collapse able to wrap on the backline. Static Storm just to disrupt them, but it's really going to do nothing, as maybe that puts Melody on a plate as well, as they can continue to lead into the jungle. The rest of the HellRaisers, they're veering their forces over here. Real. He's got the level 8. Not enough damage to be able to bring down the Queen of Pain. In our Collapse, he's able to land the spear and smash down the life of Gilligar. They're eyeing up the Emperor as well, as Maposhka gets the multicast there, and now you've got a tier 1 tower under siege.
Uh-oh. This is really bad signs for them with their draft. Playing from behind is not the ideal with this Beastmaster Disruptor. I think we've said it like over the years a million times. Playing from behind as Disruptor is never fun. You're just so squishy, and This armlet has already paid off now for Collapse. He's pretty much has Blink Dagger done. And they've gotten, I think, honestly, Spirit has gotten absolutely everything they needed to this game in order to secure themselves for the next few moments. And I think all the pressure is now on Watson. Which is really scary.
We have spoken a lot about HellRaisers, how they rely on Watson to be their condition. That was at least through the early season. We've seen Real really take it up to another notch, but PL as the game goes on, is he able to do it? Top would be a glimpse back, so at least they're able to get some consolation across the map, and that's going to be the Ember securing the kill.
But look how they have to play. This is what we were mentioning. This is just what they have to do as well. It's just running as 4 right now, while Luna, Yatoro having the freest of free farms. Is that the defusal done?
How close is he to?
He's got it. Yeah, he's got it done. So pretty damn good timing after not like the roughest lanes, but having a disruptor support versus that bruiser lane. I think that's a pretty good timing for him.
It's awkward though, because you take a look at your counterpart and Yadaro's already got the Dragon Lance and 1400 gold in the bank. Of course, he can disassemble the Dragon Lance for that Ogre Axe. And I mean, this BKB timing, it's going to come out incredibly fast. Is Maposha going Medallion? Okay. Do you feel like they need...
He just picked up Arcanes.
Sure. Just thinking, like, if they feel like they need a Medallion just to help them take Roshan. But of course, Luna's really good with the Blessing and maxed out.
Yeah, I was wondering if Jakiro maybe, because I'm not sure what Mira buys this game. I think it looks like he's getting like Lens or Yules maybe, just so he can sit super far back. His job is just like Ice Path on top of some PL illusions or follow up for the other stuns. But that's the thing for Watson is too, is like, it's not the freest PL game ever because of how well that top lane went, as you mentioned. Mars being this big with an armlet, and also Jakiro. The skill build on Mira was it's a little strange for me. I don't really see the supports maxing dual breath, even though dual breath is so good. You usually just see these core builds. I thought he'd have more points in Ice Path. Either way, little nitpicking, but it's gonna be tough for the PL to just stay inside of these fights. There's so much damage on the ground, so much damage gonna be going out. Yeah, I really feel stuff.
I mean, we've seen PLs consider hoods previously. It looks like it's going to be the Sanjin Yasha as the next item, so just enabling him to get involved in fights a little bit earlier, beef him up as well. But Spirit, they will be off the mark with this smoke, it looks like.
A standard Radiant smoke play.
Sweep the top. Maybe get a Hawk out of it. More gold for Yadoro. It's really closing on this BKB, and it feels like that's when we're going to see the pace of this game ramp up. I mean, Collapse has also got Blink, so we might just jump, reveal it onto Gilga. The TPs are starting to connect to the area, but they'll still slam away the bug. An easy squish. Well, it is able to glimpse back one. It's only going to be Mira, though. So it drops the Macropile. They'll get rid of the Jakiro, but Real's still going to be cautious to get the connection. Toronto, Tokyo flies in as well, drops the ultimate, and now with the arena as well. Make sure there's no escape for the rest of HellRaisers. A triple for Yado, and again, Team Spirit looking solid.
Oh, and Mira's like, thank you for glimpsing me, so that I can just get all my spells off. He actually got Macropire and Ice Path off before dying.
Gilga?
And Collapse
just jumped in as well. Again, the Mars, he tried to let it through the pool. Collapse picks it up, sets up for an ultra for Yadorel, and this game continuing to look grim.
This looks like Collapse is out for revenge for the other day. He is landing every spear perfectly. Well, except for one that flew through the trees, but that spear on Real onto that cliff ledge, that was beautiful. Sets it up. And this is the first time I'm seeing Real making some bigger mistakes, because the other games that I watched from him, he was like flawless. This one, he's getting caught off guard a lot.
I mean, 6,000 gold behind at 16 minutes in. We were saying HellRaisers, they had to be the one in this position. It's already a 87% advantage for Team Spirit. And I think next team fight, we could see them just consider Roshan.
Yep. Next fight, with the BKB done, which I think it is. Yep. BKB done. They can just take a fight into Roshan. I mean, Yatoro is so farmed. He didn't even have to disassemble. 10k, pre-20. 600 GPM. They're just going to force it. They're not even going to take the fight. Yeah,
that's the thing when you've got these team fights. You're like, all right, we can if you don't have to get a pick, let's actually just force HellRaisers to come to the area. Because this is the difficult thing. Giving up Roche for free when you know what's going on.
They can't fight this though. The Collapse is just gonna jump.
Without a doubt. I mean, Melody drops the Static Storm, but you lose the life of the Disruptor. Mars has fallen pretty weak. But you see the rest of TeamSpirit instantly just putting their body in front of Collapse.
Oh!
Real still able to bring him down with the Maelstrom proc, and it's going to go in and out. Down to the southern side. They also drop the Roar as well, so Mira's in trouble. A quick 2 picks. Watson's feeling like he needs to show up to the party as well. Even a buyback coming out from Mira. Yadaro, he's still got the BKB available. He hasn't popped it for that round 1. He's looking to deal with the summons as Watson jumps in, but he's going to get blown up. Toronto, Tokyo, level 2 in the Sonic Wave. There's no PL for this team fight as he gets evaporated.
You might have a Diffusal on a Yasha, but you are a 1200 HP hero versus this spell. He just 2-shotted it. Like, it was a Sonic Wave Scream dead. That was pretty much it. Look at this damage. Holy.
In the end, what's still going on? Rosha guns
Still
back.
poking.
I think there was a buyback on Melody and a buyback on Mira as well. So, I mean, if Watson stays alive, you're happy with that. He gets a little bit of gold, a little bit of experience, but that's going to be his first death of the game.
It was looking a little dicey for a second. Like they got the glimpse on Yatoro. He was very patient with his BKB though, which was key. He didn't BKB the glimpse. He waited, a couple spells get thrown on him, and then when he sees HR commit for the fight, he BKBs and runs in. He wasn't really needed. He popped his Eclipse and everything. You know, Toronto, Tokyo did most of the work, but the fact that he was patient with that BKB kind of says everything. Mira bought back, wasted a bit, but huge fight again for Spirit. Still posturing around Roche, which just makes it awkward for HR to find any farm because they need to immediately run over to the Roche.
Ellie, go back. There's a ward there. Okay, very good, very good. They've lost all their vision now for TeamSpirit on the high ground. You said they're still going to posture and... Oh no, not the bugs on Roche.
So thank you.
Don't let it die. Give us the minus armor. Happy with that. And Bloodlust, it's already level 3. Watson... He hasn't shown up just yet. Going to continue farming at the moment. Doesn't want to get involved for this fight. So it looks like this Roshan, HellRaisers, they're still playing the outskirts. But, I mean, how do you get an angle in?
They're trying to do something because they know like at least 1 or 2 of the ults are still on cooldown, but they can't get the angle in. And now the ults are back up. Sonic Wave in 5 seconds. Collapse already hunting.
And it's now you just got to split up the ages. You've got Real almost BKB. Watson's actually going Aether Lens after the Arch. So this screams out to me that HellRaisers are playing for the high ground defense.
Yeah, I mean they can't commit into the fights. Like we were mentioning before, the overwhelming amount of damage that Spirit has just laying inside of the Mars ulti. There's, you know, Queen of Pain, Jakiro, Luna ult, even like Knights flying around. I don't know what he can even itemize. Like he's so squishy at this point because of the lead that Spirit has. They just can't fight. They have to full split the map and just buy time for this PL to somehow catch up. But it doesn't feel like that's going to happen. Just because of the lead that Spirit has, these 3 cores right now are actually good versus, very good versus PL because of the lead.
Like, I guess the one thing is Radiant still, like, their pickup potential is difficult onto an Ember. You don't have that instant Hex, and we've been seeing the praises of Real, so maybe you can play the cutting game and just delay this Aegis at least. I mean, that's all you're hoping for, to make sure you don't lose a tier 3 or high ground. But
it's what they have to.
We're gonna go.
But Spirit's just, Spirit's just like, okay, you guys are gonna split the map, fine, we'll try to force you guys back somehow.
It's gonna glimpse Yotaro top. Did he just go back hike?
That's what I'm about to say. Like, is that where the team goes? Yeah, like, you want to glimpse me back to your top?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, now someone else has to come bottom. They've got a catapult wave. Who's still here? Limitless is still here with a couple of boars. I don't think he's got a helm dom. I don't know where it is, but definitely someone else has to come back and now defend this. So I don't know. I guess HellRaisers know that TeamSpirit are going to have a numbers disadvantage across the map. Do you consider making a play now? I mean,
I think Spirit
so
could
dicey.
honestly just sweep right now. I think if they wanted to, I don't know if they have a smoke. They do. I don't know if they checked the wards in the area. I think they might have. I think they could just smoke and go face check the triangle at the moment.
Okay.
I don't think they actually need to go to the bottom lane just yet. Just because the Luna got glimpsed, you don't want someone else to TP down there and then they have a setup on you. Because they don't have any information right now. I think they only saw the Weaver for a second in mid. So let's see what they look to do. I think the movement to the triangle is one of the better ones they could do, though. And yeah, instant smoke. I think this is ideal. Because they know what's bottom. They know at least 1 or 2 are bottom. And they can catch something like this.
On point. Very nicely done. Quick and easy kill on Weaver.
Secure
And
vision
they're gonna
around
move to the
triangle. Yep. Right when the spawn happens too, so very unfortunate for Watson that timing that he's gonna miss out on this ancient spawn. But and we do see bottom. They couldn't even persist pushing because they just like a quick setup from the Mars and they both die. So excellent move from Spirit again.
It's just a macro game. Spirit continuing to choke them out. 9,000 net worth lead.
Radiant structures are
Usually we see the team with the Beastmaster has this vision advantage, but it feels like they're not able to do anything with it. The map just completely shrinking.
The dream, right? When you're playing Ogre, you're just a walking bloodlust. You just need to buy sentries and obs, place them together, so if the Hawk flies over, you always know. And onto the high ground. 2 minutes left on Aegis. But good high ground defense, as you mentioned, with that slight spam, with that lens even finished up on Watson, even though he's not the one spamming out just yet. You can see what they're going for. So yeah, just they're going for it, and they need to just buy time. So Spirit, it's time to just hunt these pesky rats all over the place.
And look at that, they even gave the haste rune to collapse as well, anticipating PL to be bottom. He will already TP back to connect to his team, and they're actually going to look to smoke at the moment from HellRaisers. Maybe giving them an opportunity to reoccupy their top jungle. We've got a very early gem pickup as well from Maposhka. I mean, 22 minutes in, and like we keep harping on, it's just the stage of the game where Team Spirit, they could just close out the map and really only force the farm to be given over to Watson. It just makes it that much more difficult for Real to shove the side lanes in when he sees no one.
And just smoke again. They're just still just constantly hunting, looking for the fight. As we said, HR just needs to try to dance it around and avoid it as best as possible. Gilger scouts it out, will survive. This ward, it didn't get dewarded. That top right ward inside Dire Triangle, limitless.
The balls on this guy. They get the BKB on Mars. I do not know, of course, if Gilger scouted that out, but that is a nice Corey snipe.
Will he pay with his life? Collapse wants him.
Chilling.
Nah, he's sneaky.
Honestly, Dire are doing everything they need to do to put themselves in a position to contest this game. You're stalling, Gilger's breaking smokes, killing couriers, Watson's getting his farm, he's dodging all the maneuvers, you've got Real pushing side lanes, so they are doing the things they need to. Then we'll get a pick on Mirror as well, like here we go. It's a minor thing, but this is still, it's a positive and something they need to communicate to the team to keep the morale up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is just the way that their lineup needs to play when they're behind. They need to just split the map up. When someone goes to look at it, they glimpse, try to catch people off guard. And they're actually going to be the ones to smoke, but it's under vision. They did not check the high ground before smoking. So Spirit, postured on their tower.
Yeah, no. He's got Scotty. Good luck. Not Yadra. There's absolutely no chance. And yeah, it looks like as soon as they smoked and didn't connect on anything, they sent the courier over to the high ground. We'll get that D-ward. So unfortunately, they didn't kill it off before the maneuver. They still might get tier 2 bottom though.
Yep.
They're ready to have glitch, so they will.
Yeah, Mars losing his BKB. Probably doesn't feel as comfortable just making the move down there. So good moves the last few moments from HR. Doing, like we said, exactly what they need to do. We see that starting to swing a tiny bit. Not really too much. Still 85% for Team Spirit, but small gains. And they're going to start sieging. Solar Crest on the Golem.
Watson's getting pretty close to a Manta. So he's only about 4,000 behind the Luna at the moment, but the issue is the rest of the cores on HellRaisers are struggling. And they're just going to identify that PL. If there's any way back in the game for HellRaisers, it's off the back of PL. And you're seeing how Radiant are identifying this. You got the Shivas on Queen of Pain. Collapse is trying to scale with the Mars. So they are itemizing to deal with Watson.
Yeah, even look at Yotoro's next item choice that he's queued up. He's got Mjolnir at the ready. They know that everything else has been solved. The only thing they have to make sure is that PL can't 1v5 in any way. So, yeah. Everyone itemizing for that. And next play is just waiting around for Roshan. They have good vision still, aggressively placed on the HR side. They're going to have to refresh those, especially that top side ward. But, yeah, good vision. And they have room control because of all this. So, DD on Tokyo. He also has a haste rune in his bottle. Who are they going to catch? Melody?
Collapse will use the BKB Arena as well just to bring down the Disruptor. But maybe you go high ground off the back of this pickoff. Let's see. Consider it.
Start poking at least a little, but they have so much spam. Gilger at the ready to cut the mid wave as well. So yeah, Spirit, they're going to back up. Just got to keep maximizing since they know that that HR is going to play that full kite out way. Keep trying to catch Gilger. Ooh.
God damn this bug. So annoying. That's a cool ward spot. Oh, very nicely done. They're actually going to keep the Dire Ward next to the, bottom power rune?
Oh, cool.
It's very interesting, though. Okay, I was going to say Watson. He had the heart queued up. He's going to the Skadi now, which I really like versus the Luna Queen of Pain. Especially on a high ground defense. Collapse will just get the illusion instead. They're still chasing down Limitless, however. Toronto, Tokyo, massive amounts of damage coming through for the ultimate.
And
Gilger should end up dying as well. He's got the time lapse. It's going to go right back into the enemy team. And it's like the Shadow Strike's not going to take him out.
Look at Miposhka, too. These strategies. He's leaving the gem back a little bit, so just in case he gets caught inside the fight, he keeps dropping it in the back lines. Good pickoff by Spirit. 1 minute until that Roche is up. Bottom still keeps being forced, though. Tower is still just fine, but HR is doing a good job of at least trying to put that pressure there.
They might try to take a fight in the area.
Okay.
Aiming Collapse at the moment to the northern side, though. The Oak is getting brought down, but Real's in more trouble. They'll cancel out the life of the Emperor. Now Collapse turned to the Disruptor, as well as Yado beyond godlike, and all of a sudden, now you can go back up the high ground with 2 heroes down.
He gets caught by the ice path and then just chain stunned to death. Doesn't even get to get his BKB off, and he has no buyback either, 50 seconds. So that probably just means that Roche comes. Actually, it's 40 seconds on Roche, so might be up in time. Committing for an Ogre, losing your Ember again. But buying time, at the very least, I guess, for the PL.
And we are really seeing the difficulties, though, that you were describing the draft. Like the support duo, you have to be ahead, very difficult to start the fights, and still Beastmaster. Like, you don't have this capability like the Mars does, just to jump in and initiate.
No, absolutely. It's like I said, it's a full committal lineup. Like once you go, you go. You have to just immediately throw down all your spells. While Spirit can just throw a spear. If they latch, then they can follow up slowly. Scan comes out as Roche respawns, so maybe they think that they're actually in there doing it. Hawk will be killed. Yotaro switched to Daedalus, by the way. And he did pick up a Paladin sword or two, so he is unbelievably
almost
strong.
Unkillable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. This guy is, now especially with Aegis, he's already got the shard, so you're more than likely we see Collapse pick that up. Toronto Tokyo's got his as well. They're coming out. They can't let this one go for free. They're going to make an attempt. Toronto Tokyo on the high ground. Radiant, they've got very good vision around the aura as well. They'll see Toronto Tokyo is actually going to jump, try and getting rid of the Disruptor with the Sonic Wave. Quick and easy kill. Gonna buy back. Will instantly use it to rejoin. You see they cannot control any area. Real's just getting obliterated from these beams. Toronto Tokyo continuing to spam these out.
Too much damage just from Lucent Beams. The Daedalus crits with the Skadi, pushing them all away. Smoking in.
Another attempt. And Claps can just drop Arena or BKB. Real's going to fly over the top, but look at the damage they're still doing to the Ember through the BKB. He's going to try and deal with the backline supports. He'll get Mapoche connects, but the BKB's expired, so Claps is able to find the angle, dropping the spear. Real's not down just yet until the shield smashes away the life. But the rest of the team still falling lower and lower. As this has been a fight for Watson. Isn't able to the Phantom Lancer at the moment. You're juking and driving in and out, stacking up delusions. The Mars are going to buy back as well. Yadoro's already forced out the BKB, but the crit on the beam. And now they're looking at Limitless as well. Is that clutch buyback from Claps just to catch out the stragglers on HellRaisers.
Oh, and even though they have the ward on the high ground, this is the thing why Queen of Pain is so potent in these later stages. Like, once you get the shard, PL, he was about to doppel. The Quap just blinked on him, so he gets silenced. And then he actually gets hit by the Lucent Beam and 2 extra hits from the Luna and ends up going down because of it. It looked like a pretty damn good fight for HR. I'm not going to lie with the way that they were dancing it around, but just that at the end there. It's the advantage that comes into play from Spirit. Toronto Tokyo being so tanky. I don't even know how many blink screams he casted in the fight, like 7, 8, something like that. So unbelievable amount of damage. And just a little bit of silence. It's super frustrating.
The one thing is that you will have the rest of the HellRaisers back alive for this eventual defense, but you've now given over the ages to Yadoro and the Aghanim Shard as well to collapse. So more. They were waiting for Real. They caught him out as he remnanted back, and
that's a long time he's dead.
Back.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's no good, Fogged. No, I mean that's high ground. That's at least a sep. That's probably 2.
Yeah, that was the literal dream catch.
Gilga though, he's like, I understand my job. Weave a gameplay, shove out the lanes. Gonna try and deal with the jungle at the same time, but I mean, you still got 2 other lanes that you have to try and deal with.
Yeah, it's grim. The PL can't even split map right now. This is when you know like game state is atrocious. Like at this point, there's not much that HR can do. They can't even start split push. They can't even split push anymore with him. He has to be there to try to spam to stop this overwhelming siege.
Toronto Tokyo doesn't give a damn. Sonic Wave, easy kill. 120-second cooldown. It's just put an emphasis on cutting away the life of another hero.
He just deletes the disruptor before the fight every time. Look at the damage. 1,478 damage. With the blink, a scream, an ult, a Shiva. Goodbye. Good old spell amp.
Nether Shoal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaya Sanj. Nulls. Spell Amp's very strong at this stage in Dota. And that's also going to be Luna taking a full set of barracks. And up the top they go.
Yeah, Spirit came to play today with their, especially their cores. Looking at their performance this match, 7-2-12 on the Mars, 8-0-10 on the Queen of Pain, 12-0-6 on Yatoro. Only real deaths have been the supports getting glimpsed back. It's been super clean game by them. And HR, I think they tried to do the recovery method that I think was necessary, like trying to split push and everything. But yeah, Spirit was just on point with catching.
2 full sets of barracks advantage, and now it's just hoping and praying that the Phantom Lance is somehow able to hit a timing where he can stand his ground. I mean, Mira's got an Aghanims as well, so I mean, when you already thought Team Spirit had enough damage, now it's even skyrocketing further. I mean, he's about to hit level 18 as well for the maxed out Macropyre.
Whoa, 20 you mean? There's a Macropyre talent. Just kidding.
Jeez. What's it go up to? Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah,
so much
it's
damage.
painful. The illusions at this point, like PL illusions are just dead instantly if he gets it down too.
It just means now like Radiant have multiple ways to anchor a fire. Like Macropyre, you'd never really think of it, but Watson can't just charge through.
Alright, Watson commits for the Octarine. They're looking for their final bite.
Oh, Mira is able to drop the Macropyre at least before he dies. The Toronto Tokyo now is going to jump over the tree line as well. They're trying to target Watson down, but Adopt was able to reset. So doing a decent job to juke with the illusions, but they've kind of pincered themselves into a hole as the tree line's not safe for the rest of Radiant. Just surround them completely. They'll catch out Gilga as well. A Sonic Wave with a couple of riot clips squashes the bug once again.
An attempted last hurrah. That was quickly thwarted by all of Spirit in position. Onto high ground. There you go. Solar Crest on the Ogre now. He got it. And yeah, more itemization, just like you mentioned, about dealing with the PL. The Shivas, itemization from the Mars. Yeah, it was overwhelming blink.
Clap's gonna jump in. Can he find the real illusion? Watson trying to juke and jive, bait with one of them, but it's not enough. They kill off the Phantom Lance, and now this defense is going to be on the back of Real, but he's out of mana, soon to be out of health as well. No escape, and there will be no way back into this game as Team
GG.
Spirit are going to be able to take game 1. Very nicely done for the reigning champs.
Very clean. Little to no mistakes from Spirit this morning. Well, my morning, I guess. They just cleanly moved around the map. Lanes looked solid. I think the way that they collapsed on towers was super clean as well too. Yeah, only people dying is your supports. Your cores end up with like only 2 deaths, or I guess a 3rd death on the Mars there at the end there, but a pretty flawless game.
And that's kind of something you were asking about. You know, we saw their previous series versus HellRaisers, and you were saying they were looking unclean, unpolished, and they just completely flipped the switch in a game like this. And we spoke a lot about HellRaisers. The lineup they had, you had to be ahead, and with looting the laning phase, they were about 4k gold behind, and was struggling to find an angle back in. As the boys on Team Spirit are able to take game 1, and now they are 1 game away of moving over to face Virtus Pro in the grand finals. Send it to a break, and when we come back, our vote will help us break this one down.